Hello everyone, Ryan here. So it's rare when I do these kinds of videos on my channel. Last time I did one of these was when lead singer of Linkin Park, Chester Bennington, passed away. And it's doing my best to keep it together. But the drummer, Vinnie Paul, passed away today. He was 54 years old. And at first I didn't want to believe it. I assumed it was just like some rumor. 'Cause, there's a bunch of... I've encountered these kinds of sick death rumors before on social media, but apparently not enough news outlets have reported on it, and I guess Vinnie Paul's family released some kind of statement, though they haven't released any details of his death, like what caused it, or just that it has been confirmed that he passed away. And for me, it definitely sucks, because he was a drummer for Pantera, one of the founding members, I believe, of the band Pantera. Pantera got started way back sometime in the 80s. They started as a glam metal band and then slowly changed their sound until they became a much heavier sounding band, much more thrash metal kind of band, just overall heavy sounding band. And Pantera, they've always been like, well, I know I've talked about before in other videos that Metallica is my all-time favorite band, but Pantera, they're a close second, definitely a very close second. They have been for a long time, since I was a teenager. I'm currently 35 years old, and bands like Metallica and Pantera, I started listening to them on a very regular basis when I was 14, 15, which was also around the same time that I started learning everything I could when it came to the guitar, music, and songwriting and all that. And then also too, unfortunately, the guitarist, lead guitar player of Pantera, also Dimebag, he passed away, I want to say like over 15 years ago, 14 or 15 years ago. He had formed a side band there called Damage Plan, and they performed somewhere in some small club and somewhere in Ohio, I believe. And Dimebag, his real name was Darrell, I believe, but he went by the nickname Dimebag because, he indulged in marijuana and whatnot, like a lot of musicians. And so they're performing there on stage, and then there was some ex-Marine guy, I believe, who was also supposedly diagnosed as a schizophrenic, was off his meds, and for whatever reason he believed that killing Dimebag was going to solve a lot of his problems or something like that, I don't know, and jumped up on stage, rushed across the stage and shot Dimebag in the head. I don't know how many times, more than a couple times, point blank range in the head. And of course, I remember the day when I found out that Dimebag was killed, and it was a very surreal day for me because it was something that I never expected. I never expected. I mean, granted, I know we all know that people die every day. People are born every day. People die every day, but usually when it comes to the dying part, we rarely expect certain things to unfold in the manner in which they unfold, and always comes as a shock. So, and I'm not ashamed to admit that the day that I found out that Dimebag passed away, and once I had confirmed it, I'm not ashamed to admit that was like one of the very rare handful of times that I actually cried out loud. Cried out loud for, I don't know, at least a couple of minutes, and then after that I was pissed off. I threw stuff around in my room, and I broke an old acoustic guitar I used to have, and yeah, because I mean, for the longest time, me being a musician myself, like, I wanted to eventually get to the point where I could meet and hang out with awesome musicians like Dimebag Darrell, like Vinnie Paul, like a whole bunch of other guys too, and obviously it sucks when it just feels like they're taken away from us way too soon, and yeah, I don't know. And again, I don't know all the details surrounding Vinnie Paul's death. From what I can tell, he wasn't killed. I mean, I'm pretty sure he wasn't. I hope he wasn't. I don't know. It could have been from natural causes. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking right now at this point. So, if any Pantera fans, Vinnie Paul fans, come across this, and you happen to know, then yeah, go ahead, let me know in the comments, or I don't know. I mean, maybe like in the next couple of days, his family will release the cause of death, or but I know it's usually that when it comes to this kind of stuff, the families don't always release all the information. So I mean, you think about like stuff surrounding the death of like Chester Bennington, also awesome singer of Soundgarden, Chris Cornell. There's a lot of stuff surrounding his death too. I mean, as of right now, everybody's convinced that Chris Cornell hung himself. Same thing with Chester Bennington, and also Anthony Bourdain recently passed away. Supposedly, he also committed suicide. And of course, one thing I want to say about that, is, yeah, I understand depression sucks. I've had to deal with it myself, especially when I was a teenager, and I struggled with that. But I was lucky enough that I had enough people in my life that really cared about me, and they got me the help I needed, and I was able to learn a bunch of different coping mechanisms. And then add to that too, I became really involved in music and guitar playing and other things too, like art and writing. And so, those things have always been a big part of my life, and those have helped me. They've really helped me out during different dark periods in my life. And I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that to invoke any kind of sympathy. I'm just saying that to kind of illustrate the fact that I have some kind of idea of what it's like to struggle with depression. And so I mean, ultimately too, in those cases, obviously I want to say it's good to reach out. If you feel like you need help, with anything, whether it's, you know, a mental illness, whether it's depression or something similar, or even just, you know, if you feel lonely, then yeah, definitely reach out. I say reach out to your friends, reach out to your family members and all that. Of course, I'm not saying that, again, as far as Vinnie Paul's death is concerned, it's not, there's no details given other than that he was 54, and his family is saying that they want privacy right now, and, you know, which, you know, you got to respect that, obviously. But Vinnie Paul, he was definitely an awesome drummer, definitely one of my top 10 heavy metal drummers. I mean, and also too, pretty much every band that I've played in myself, like every drummer I've done different projects with, they also talk about how that Vinnie Paul was a big influence on their drumming too, you know, and the way that they approached coming up with different drum beats, drum patterns, and you know, also like figuring out where to place each individual drum and cymbal and all that. And I mean, I know with the last drummer I played with in my band Revolt, which we're currently seeking a new drummer. Like always, it always seems like we're always seeking a new drummer. But his name was Marco, and he was also, he told me one time that, yeah, he's heavily influenced by Vinnie Paul's drumming, and he even has a signature model of Vinnie Paul's snare drum. So, yeah, which sounds pretty cool, you know. I mean, but, you know, yeah, overall, you know, it just, I wanted to express my appreciation, my thanks for the awesome music that Vinnie Paul created with Pantera. Also, you know, some of the stuff he did with the other band he was with called Hell Yeah. It's just an awesome drummer, you know. And his brother Dimebag too, really awesome guitar player. They're both awesome musicians. And, you know, well, I will say, like, I don't really wholeheartedly believe in an afterlife. I still remain open-minded to the fact that it's a possibility in some way, shape, or form, perhaps in some alternate reality, alternate universe, other dimension. I don't know, you know, and none of us know, you know. That's one of the great mysteries of life. You know, death is a mystery for most of us, all of us. So yeah, I mean, I like to believe that, you know, Vinnie Paul has been reunited with his brother Dimebag, and, you know, and who knows, possibly they could be jamming out right now, rocking out right now with other guys like Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, John Bonham, David Bowie. I mean, I don't know who, Johnny Cash. I mean, who knows? You know, none of us know that. It's a possibility. I believe in possibilities. I may not believe in anything as a certainty, but I believe in possibilities. To me, I figure, you know, you got to believe in something, even if it's just a possibility. So, yeah. That's it, you know. Rest in peace, Vinnie Paul. Rest in peace, Dimebag. Rest in peace, every other awesome musician that we've lost in the past 5, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and so on. Yeah. So that's it. After this, I'm just going to have just a moment of silence for Vinnie Paul and his brother too, and again, every other awesome musician that we lost way too soon. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching this and listening. Peace.